New World Order, what does that mean? The Almighty defined and created all things. Therefore, everything is created to function in a balanced manner. Within every 36,000 years, there are three different timelines. Negative timeline that runs for 12,000 years, then change to a positive timeline that runs for 6,000 years, then change to semi-positive timeline that runs for 18,000 years. Today, we are changing from positive to semi-positive timeline. As you can see, all the new technologies coming onto the market in recent time, since 2001, is taking us there. Life is a cycle. Nothing dies permanently. The spirit is the engine of the flesh. Since the flesh dies, to renew while the spirit exists forever. Therefore, in reality, nothing dies, resulting in the same story recycling itself. In each system of cycle, are 108,000 years, the same story repeats itself. In every 6,000 years, the human being is existing in his original self, or first self. In every 6,000 years, the human being cycles one cell of world. There are 419,904 world blocks of worlds, and 139,698 systems, are 15,116,544 worlds in the human universal realms. These are occupied by 90 zillion, 699 trillion, 264 billion human beings. We will move to a system of government where each parish elect their own servants. Each parish elect their representative as per constituencies. These elected ones at the parish level then elect parish president from among themselves. The parish president then elect a national president. The parish representative answer to the people as the rep answer to the president. The parish representative answer to the constituency. The national president answer to the parish president. National president serve for 3 terms if re-elected. That will run over 12 years. At the end of 12 years, he cannot be elected anymore. As we move into the New World Order, to a larger extent, physical offices will be significantly reduced. For example, the accounting. All these can be online. Tax offices. All these can be a website. Everyone working from their own convenience from home. We will move to a security system where private companies train all security in all aspects of security, cyber, etc. Then the public employ their service. This security will come fully loaded with all equipment possible that are necessary. Religion. As we move onto the new timeline, religion will become things of the past, since these only create confusion and incur war, hate, and greed. Likewise, politics. Therefore, we'll move to a sabbatical order where everyone, not who can stay home, stay within their gates per Sabbath and study. Very little physical work as much as possible. This will be very healthy for the family relationship and children. when dad and mom stay home at least once per week, all day. Changes, the Almighty is responsible for all changes, and time is the master. Nothing happens before the time. Foreign exchange. What is the governor at the bank waiting on to put all foreign exchange on the non-cash economy to reduce criminality among the foreign exchange in the cash market? As soon as this is done, then there'll be no need for physical foreign exchange to be in Jamaica. Then this will control all the problem. I would have thought the Caribbean Court of Justice head office would be constructed in Jamaica. But it seemed like it's somebody from Trinidad giving out scientific instruction here to the rest of humanity. Since no one in Jamaica seems to have any ambition. But trade, before we start talking about trade, Caribbean trade, the Caribbean trading currency should be the first thing to be established. And up to now, I do not hear anyone talking about it. Energy. I have indicated that only green energy will be facilitated in Jamaica. We have a lot of wind and sunlight. Therefore, there's no need to use the same old dirty energy to pollute our place. The Chinese seems like they want to take over from the colonizers. See, they want to bring a port come here to pollute our shoreline, etc., etc. This will not be allowed. Furthermore, see, they want to take over Pinnacle from Rastafari. However, they will be in trouble around here soon, I can tell them that. Spirituality is an individual responsibility, not a collective responsibility. Therefore, everyone will be responsible for their own life around here, thereby educating themselves in the scientific existence of the Almighty and His universal laws, as against listening to a pastor telling you all these unanswered stories from the Bible that they have been telling you for the last 6,000 years. With the last two coming out of Europe with their Jesus story, designed to confuse. That's hell. However, we are at the end of all this. New reality will be told, not a story this time around. Jamaica will be operating as a kingdom, and this will be officially starting at the end of 2014. So everyone can prepare for this. The IMF is a criminal Al-Qaeda body that has been here terrorizing Jamaica for many years, resulting in 40,000 of our people losing their business and have to run away along with their staff behind them to the United States. Today we see many of them returning as deportees and causing another problem all over Jamaica. And all this is deliberate. External terrorism and state terrorism. Fools trying to confuse our people to divert them from their royal and holy religious and political rights. How can a country own the royalty and property right for all the new technologies coming on the market, since all this is coming from one scientist? And you have IMF telling us how poor we are and Every day the EU is giving us grant for budget, yet we are borrowing from IMF and other banks. At the same time, removing the people savings from the housing trust fund to create more poverty and housing shortage on Jamaica. All this is deliberate. Those saving up for foreign currency so that when it reach 200, they can change out their money, will be in trouble, since when it switched to non-cash economy, then all foreign currency will become illegal tenders in Jamaica. 2001, they were, up to 2007, they were promoting crime and violence. But since that, we see they are promoting gangs. But the first gangs that they need to clean up is the political gangs, the police gangs, and the religious gangs. These are the people that are taking down Jamaica. Not the poor men, little fella who cannot even buy ice mint most of the time, or a bag juice, who give them all those expensive guns. So far, I have been handing out scientific information to all the ministries and embassies, etc., and universities and other schools around here for the last 14 years, without anyone even acknowledging I work so far. It's like nothing is being done by anyone from Jamaica. All I hear is my work all over. Solar power, etc., and modernization of the entire system. As we move into the new world order, there will be a significant reduction in the movements of goods and shipping from one country to another, since most countries will be able to produce their own goods and services, since knowledge will be increased to all. Therefore, talking about shipping hub, etc. in Jamaica at this time isn't a wise thing. As the universe goes through its semi-positive change, there will be expansion and topological changes that will bring about massive earth movement all over, resulting in destruction and devastation at this time. So this is not the time to talk about building hubs and this and that. This is time to secure yourself. Self-preservation is a key from here on. Only humble and wise will survive, I can tell you that. The politicians are told to resign by the end of 2014, assigning I as first governor of Jamaica, making way for I to set all the perimeter for a kingdom government, a royal, holy kingdom government from Jamaica to the world. Likewise, all these religions telling lies about God for the devil, that this will be things of the past, robbing our people of their little money, getting them poorer and poorer every day. This will not continue on the new timeline. There's no room for Satan around here at this time. The police is a menace to the people around here. They have serve no purpose than murdering off our people. And this is deliberate. What are they trying to frighten us away from? Our holy royal inheritance. They want to shoot it away. As David slew Goliath, so will all what must be, will be in this time. There are 419,904 blocks of world, all populated with a human being. Every 36,000 years, each human being cycles one block of world. There are 139,698 systems of world, and take 108,000 years to cycle one system. There are 9,699,264,000,000,000 human beings in the human universal realm, existing in 9 billion galaxies. There are 54 billion galaxies to complete the entire universe. The human being only occupies 9. The Almighty is aware of all things good and bad. He created all things, both good and bad. However, time is the master that brings changes. Over the last 6,000 years, we have been functioning on a positive timeline, a bad timeline, one of hellishness. Now changing to a Zionic timeline, one of peace and security and wisdom in the Solomonic order. As for slavery, I have indicated all along that no human being is responsible for what happened on a timeline. That is how it happened and will happen again at all times. Slavery will return in 108,000 years in the exact manner that it happened before. Therefore, it's not the human fault that they behave the way they behave. They are designed to behave that way at that time by the Almighty. So no one is actually responsible for ancient happenings, etc., etc. That's the reality in hell. Who can change that? No one but the Almighty. The Almighty is the source of all change. As you can see today, change is coming. Not from man, but from the Creator himself. The future is all about the incoming generation. Not these old ones that have been here for the last 6,000 years, killing out each other in hate, greed, bad-mindedness, and racism. These are the ones going out. The new kids on the block are the ones coming in with the material to live under the new order of things. Therefore, I do not need the opinion of the old one. We do not need past experience. What I'm talking about here is the future, not the past. The past shapes the present, and the present will shape the future. The present is a calamity. So we do not want to look back to the past and shape the same old present. But we will look to now and shape the future. And that is what my work is all about. Notice I have been giving all the survival kits, since in the near future all these old systems will not work anymore. So a lot of people will be in trouble. As the system expands to its semi-positive topology, you'll see massive earth movement, especially in the mountainous region, where those who live on very high peaks will be in trouble. You better get down. After your pomps and pride, the high will become low and the low become high. True for one, true for all. Therefore, those who think they are high better go get humble, since only humble will survive, as you have been told in the book. All effort is to bring down the Jamaica economy because of hate, racism, and slavishness. But how can you bring down the giant? David must slew Goliath. So the IMF, etc., and those that are here trying to keep us down are fooling themselves, since they will have no success. The Rastafari community can stay there and confuse themselves. Rastafari is not a religion, but an individual consciousness. Everyone have to find that Rastafari level in themselves. This is not a religion. They need to organize themselves to become leaders, go to school, have themselves educated, especially in modern science and technology, economy, etc., so that they can become leaders, not just singers. They have been singing and dancing of their own demise, while others benefit for many years. This is the time to start doing other things, like managing your life, managing your money, set up your own banks, etc., etc., etc. All they talk about ganja. They don't want to see foreigner come here to take over that industry also, like the bauxite and others, including the JPS, that have been stolen and used to put our people into prison and keep them down by criminals, Al-Qaeda gangs that are all over terrorizing people in one way or another. They know themselves. What they need to do is get out of Jamaica before it's too late. Our instruction to the government is to give 3 squares of land to each indigenous Jamaican who born here around all the crown land and public land roadways, instead of taking away pinnacle from them. It will give them land space to lease off crown land and other land to do lots of production. This is what I want to see around here. And the Chinese sprawling on our lands around here while our people don't have anywhere to live. Have to live on the river bankside and all that. That won't work around here at this time. Not while I'm here. I see the JLP clamoring to return to power. But they want to return and bomb up some more people in Tivoli, since they have over 80 locations to bomb up in Jamaica, poor people. They are all told to resign and give the Jamaica people a break so that they can organize and get on with their lives. While a younger set of people from the university level is used as an interim body to be guided by I to set all the perimeter for the near future over a 4 years period. The ganja industry, this will come directly under Rastafari direction, since a body will be set up to organize export and import. They're also to organize production, farmers, give loan to farmers to produce the plant. And they are registered with the exporting company, etc., etc., and an organized way. And the plant must be free to all, like a mint. Those who want to use it for whatever they use it. It's a safe plant to use, at all level and healthy. There are 15,116,500. There are 15,116,544,000 years to create the human universal realm. 9,699,264,264. Go back over there. The Almighty take 90,699,264,000 years to create the entire universe. Therefore, when the religious people telling us about God take 6 days to create, it's only one world, that's only one cell. 6,000, that is 6,000 years to create 6 worlds. It's one cell. Fraction of the total. The Almighty create all things in abundance, like the sand of the sea, including mankind. The universal law is the supreme law, you know. I do not want to hear any other country come inside here with their own law, trying to impose on us, as the universal law is being disseminated and written by I to bring about a new world order. I, the Son of the Almighty and first, universal lawgiver. I'm the only one around here with the ability to define the future. Therefore, I do not want to see other people around here trying to tell us give us their wild opinion as per usual. What is taking place in Jamaica set the pace for all other countries to follow, including those that are wild. All the old Westminster system will become things of the old, wild, ugly past from now on in, from here on. In recent time, you're all being told by His Majesty himself, Haile Selassie, that it is in this time that David would come and slew Goliath again, indicating that the old wild system of things that have been here since the last 6,000 years will be removed and replaced with a wiser world order in the semi-positive realm under the Solomonic order. As soon as I start to outline our responsibility as a 2001, all the gangs came down and I pushed I out of our Pharisee's house. But as a humble person and who know the future, I have to do what is right in the sight of the Almighty. As the technology boss by now, I should know that I am the wealthiest person, or human, on this earth. Therefore, I should be made available to at the earliest possible date, since I do not want. I would rather not to come back on the road, but move home to Westmoreland. Or up to you. Open Selassie seal, the Almighty secret I reveal. Half the story have never been told. Now that it has been told, there's no room for bargain or deal. No matter not how you might feel. Life is a cycle. Get on your bicycle and ride around life's circle. At every end, there is a beginning. Today we are about to begin a new thing. We are moving out of Babylon right into Mount Zion, as you have been told by Rastafari all these years. You know. New World Order. We are not talking about Bible story now, but we are talking about the scientific and mathematical law of the Almighty and Creator. This is a new day.
We are not assuming the future, but telling it as it is. We're not talking about story, but talking about reality. What I'm saying is not new, since everything has been here before. There's nothing new under the sun, as you have been told by the wise man Solomon. We have tried this way before, since life is a cycle. Every 108,000 years, the same reality repeats itself. So nothing is new. Therefore, we have gone through many cycles of life since creation. Furthermore, we are told life is a cycle. Everything keeps repeating itself again and again, and nothing is new. The human being cannot pray to the Almighty to change anything suddenly, abruptly, because everything were created to work exactly as they are working today, good and bad. Sometimes good is good and sometimes bad. The Almighty is very much aware of this and is not confused like the human being who have no understanding of what is taking place. The Christ. The Christ is an African descendant of the Solomonic order. However, 2,000 years ago, he was murdered, and however, that is how the story is designed to function and positive, this type of positive timeline. And it will always be the same. Christ will always be crucified again and again when this timeline returns. As we can see, likewise, if they could have murdered they would have done so from 14 years ago, just like the Christ. Now they would also be concocting all form of lies to cover up their wildness and bad-mindedness, racism and hatefulness. However, I have a holy responsibility to carry out, and there is none that can stop I from achieving the almighty holy objective. Therefore, the silence will not help anyone, since only truth is good enough. Nothing but truth. The truth sets the heart free and mind. Population. The capacity of Jamaica population is 6 million. Today we are functioning on just half of our population. Therefore, we do not want anyone around here with Chinese idea telling us how many children to have. And then we end up with older population that costs more liability than anything else. As we move into the new timeline, the population capacity of Jamaica will become 18 million, move up from 6. The old ones set in their old ways, they do not want to change. You cannot teach old dogs new tricks. These old politicians have been there for the last 40 years, doing the same thing over and over. And Jamaica continues to stagnate. Yet they insist on having their old wild way just the same. Even after they have failed so many times, they want to continue. This is not time to waste. We have no time to waste at this time. They need to resign and give way to people who have the ability to manage this country in an effective and efficient manner in the interests of the people. Agriculture. It is imperative that we produce all the food we eat by putting our people to work to produce all the food possible to reduce the cost of import. Likewise, energy. We need to be producing all the energy we consume in the next 5 to 6 years. I do not want to hear about free trade in Jamaica anymore under the new Caribbean law coming out of Jamaica to the world. Trade will be organized and balanced at all levels. As you can see, the free trade is what mashing up Jamaica. Everybody bring all what they want inside here, sell it, and run up the foreign exchange value on us. As you have been told by the Bible, everyone under their own vine and fig tree. This is time when everyone will be better off in their own country of birth. Many of our people abroad will be coming home, as those that are here will return to their country. This is a natural and normal thing that will happen without enforcement. Intellectual property right. I've heard them having discussion and such. I hope they are planning to collect all IMAN intellectual property right and royalties from the rest of the world. Not a stone will be left upon a stone that is not turned over. The former things will be forgotten. Everything will be made new under eye direction and guidance to facilitate the next 18,000 years. The African people are the first people and the wisest. Therefore, when they come into kingdom power, everything becomes better. The Bible is the least accurate of all spiritual guidebooks, since it is designed to use on positive timeline. On positive timeline, you have all the confusion and wars and hellishness, politics and religion, police and gun and soldiers. This is hell. Therefore, every 6,000 years and per block, you have the same reality. Therefore, this hellishness for 6,000 years is not unique to just one block. There are 419,904 blocks, and in each block, one cell on the positive timeline at any one time. So hell is all over. As you can see, science defines all things, and not the Bible. Science and mathematics define all universal realities, including the existence of the Almighty. Investment. I do not want to hear about foreign investors coming here to invest. I want to hear about the collective effort of our Jamaican people at home and abroad who are ready to invest in their country. That is what a diaspora conference, etc. is all about. To have our people abroad invest back home, and not foreigners who come here to scrape out everything. Education is the key to the future. As soon as we begin to educate and train our people efficiently, then all the crime and violence will become things of the old ugly past. One of Jamaica's problem now is that our colonial enemies are still around us in their hate, bad-mindedness, racism and greed, trying to undermine black progress as per usual. However, Jamaica is under the power of the Almighty, therefore we have no need to be afraid of any external powers at this time. Everything on the old timeline will become things of the past. Religion creates division, confusion, and wars. And this has been the situation on this timeline over the last 6,000 years. Politics create greed and criminality, poverty, and war. All these will be things of the old wild past as we move into the new system of things. Changes. One do not need a civil war to have a change. All the people need is proper education. Educate them as to exactly what they must do is voting for the PNP and JLP and look to new source coming out of the Rastafari community. Install new people in their communities and vote for these people to become leaders, youthful, educated people coming out of the universities, etc., etc. Keep in mind that it is Jamaica that is defining the future. Therefore, I do not want to see anyone from the external come here behaving like they have something to tell us, since it is Jamaica who have something to tell them all. Economic changes. We cannot be importing just about everything from abroad. All these luxury products, all these people come here from their country and live here and then use up our foreign exchange to import the biggest luxury cars. All these falls here, falls this that we are importing, using up our foreign exchange. All these must be curtailed and controlled. Massive amount of unnecessary products are being imported into Jamaica, products that we can easily put our people to work to produce. We must pay attention to this. Every day the Prime Minister running away to China, etc. What benefit is she deriving from that? We're getting poorer and poorer, and we hear about debt burden going up and borrowing more. The more she go away and waste money and playing fear, is the more our foreign exchange gets short and the lower our dollar become. It's not helping. We do not necessarily want any information or help or guidance from China. They are the one who need scientific, intellectual information from us. They are the one who should come here to get that. Not our Prime Minister flying out to do nothing in their country every day and wasting up our money. I've been hearing about foreign investors from ever since I know myself, and nothing get better. All they do is come here, use up our foreign exchange and send back to their country, and our people get poorer and poorer. When I talk about investment in Jamaica, I mean collective input by our people, Jamaican at home and abroad. This is not the time to sing and dance to politicians and religious leaders. It's not the time to preach and jump around like hot dick. This is the time to put Jamaica on the top. This is the time to do everything scientifically and mathematically. When we talk about budget, I do not want to hear the same old confused fake budget that needs adjustment every day. What we need is an annual balanced budget that need no adjustment when the actuaries, accountants, and mathematicians present these figures. The politician does not have the ability to do this. We do not want any political budget in Jamaica anymore. This is what we have been getting all along, political budget. If our people must be progressive, they must get religion and politics out of their lives. These are the two major problems that is stagnating progress in Jamaica, economically and spiritually. As you can see, any idiot can read through the Bible and come up with what they want to, their own idea, then set up their religion and solicit money from the people as they wish. All this will have to stop. Madness. All you need is a big mouth like Audley Shaw to be a politician and can make a lot of noise, charismatic, etc., etc. You don't have to have any brains to be a politician. This is one of our major problems in Jamaica. Idiot at all times, trying to dictate and control policies that they have no idea about.
since most of these politicians cannot even manage their woodwork shop or mechanic shop, right, afford cook efficiently in a profitable manner, yet they want to manage other people's business and our country. Public companies and properties and assets. Notice the government have been busy selling out all these public companies. What have they done with all these money they receive? For example, JPS, that they were told not to sell from the beginning. Yet they are begging and borrowing just the same, and the dollar value decreasing rapidly. All this deliberate, I can tell you. All deliberate. They are busy helping their slave masters and external counterpart to bring down black people in Jamaica. And that is their motive. These politicians seem like they are all on jobs. Whenever time they go away, they seem to give them something to eat or drink, that they come back and have no respect and love for Jamaican people. All the killing and confusion in Jamaica are incited by politicians, external forces, using the police and other rogue people to confuse and terrorize Jamaica. This is part of the Al-Qaeda behavior coming at us, and are all deliberate. From the time I handed in my first set of document, 2001, the Bush government in the USA planned to bomb their center. And from then, the Al-Qaeda behavior started. They are trying to frighten Jamaica away from her holy God-given right. Where is Marcus Garvey wealth, especially in Jamaica? All stolen. From 2001, the instruction is that the World Bank must be located in Jamaica, and the IMF must be revamped. Criminal organization in Jamaica. Likewise, the ganja plant must be free. The freedom of the ganja plant also means the freedom of black people across the world. Since the wild slave masters have been using this plant to keep down and terrorize our black nation for centuries. I do not want to hear anyone from Washington dictating to us in Jamaica, since there is no one from Washington that is handing out scientific, universal education to humanity. As you can see, most of what I am saying is beyond most of you understanding. Therefore, the only thing I expect from, especially the older ones, is to get humble and respectful to the seal. The instruction was that the extra $10 per gallon for the gas should be used directly to fix all the roads. What is the total income from that annually? And what amount of road could it fix? And what are they doing with this money at this time? Wisdom is the key. Education is the lock. You better go to school and learn of the golden rule, or they will ride you like a mule and they use you like a tool. They will take you like a fool. You better go to school. Whether you're old or you're young, you better go to school to learn of the golden rule. Those who lead in the first place must know the way. Those who lead must be able to see the way. Blind cannot lead blind. I have indicated from 2001 that persons will be better off in their birth country at this time.
This is not the time to be in others people's country. This is not the time to be in other people's countries. This is time to be in the country of your birth, based on the incoming universal changes. Therefore, we'll see a lot of our people that are away coming in. Therefore, we must make preparation for these as they come. I overheard most of the Rastafari, and especially the religious ones, indicating that Haile Selassie is the Christ. However, His Majesty did not say that. He told us that in the 28th century, David, the first Christ, will be in to slew Goliath again, meaning bring about universal changes. As you can see, only I man know the future. Therefore, any national development plan that is not based on I direction is an illusion that will not be attained. I am not talking religion or philosophies here, but direct instruction from the Holy Seal of the Almighty Haile Selassie, the First Spirit. Therefore, after 14 years of direct communication and education, even the devil should be aware by now. The Chinese have been told to remove their China Harbor road work out of Jamaica, and there must be no Chinese hub constructed anywhere in Jamaica by Chinese or anyone at this time. There should be no argument about the Rastafari placed by Pinnacle. The JLP run Rastafari out of Carl Gardens. What is the PMP trying to do? Run them off Pinnacle also. You want to run them in the sea. However, we'll see what will be the result. Since some people seems to be working to lose even their very own in this country. I was illegally put out of my house because I questioned the system and the right to them about all these atrocities that are being meted out to the Jamaica people. Therefore, I have to abandon our family to fight for the last 14 years up to now, while everyone is silent. However, silent means consent. The same thing at the beginning is the same thing at the end. The same behavior to the Christ 2,000 years ago. It is the same today, only that it will be 2 times worse and will fail miserably because the result will be opposite. As you are told, you kill I today, you can kill I tomorrow. Have no fear for atomic energy. Man cannot change the time or the plans and purposes of the Almighty. Health is the most important aspect of life, spiritually and physically. You cannot be gay and healthy. It leads to sicknesses and germs. Therefore, there's nothing to be proud about inflicting maladies on yourself. Therefore, those who live foolishly will die foolishly. Wisdom comes directly from the Almighty. Knowledge flow from man. See, like Sister P owned Jamaica. She turned queen. She do not want to answer a question posed to her as a servant of the people. He's wasting time and fooling herself. Or is the Chinese fooling her? So far, only 10% of the information and education to run the incoming timeline is disseminated by I. The rest is to come, since even the language will change to semi-positive language, where each child will speak at least 3 languages. New languages that will be decodified by I, universal scientists, over the next 20 or so years. global warming. Warming is not just an expression. It is changes brought on by the universal adjustment taking place in the upper stratosphere and lower. This will bring about expansion, topological expansion, and destruction. The energy will change from positive to semi-positive. It will cause a lot of destruction as the positive energy is being eradicated by the semi-positive ones. Therefore, these conditions will get even worse as we move on into the positive part of the universal adjustments. Production. When you go around the countryside, you see massive acres of land lying idle, while our people have to be running away to foreign countries and turn prisoners and return to us as deportees. Our young men and women sit around doing nothing, when all that most of them want, need some land to get productive. I see the politicians still talking to the Jamaican people as slaves and peasants. Want to tell them how many children they are allowed to have. Telling them only if they vote, they will get benefit from the government. As you can see, the house slaves are still acting upon our people. But we'll have to get out of that slavish house. A mental state of mind that have devastated our people and Jamaica over the last since slavery. As we move away from the old colonial wild system, all the old laws and trade agreement will become things of the past, such as the League of Nations, etc., etc. Since new laws and new ways will be set up by I over the next 50 to 20 years. Those who love the Westminster system, like the JLP head, will have to move to Westminster. Those who want to live like peasants will have to move to China. And those who want to live like gay will have to move to the USA. However, as for Jamaica, we will abide by the law of the Almighty Selassie the First, disseminated through the Melchizedek order, through the Solomonic order, right down to Haile Selassie and today, and to I, Rastafari. This is a new day. You do not have to pray. Selassie lead the way. All you have to do is to follow. Be humble and wise. You will not have to go to church and sing and dance and pray and clap over your demise. In your wisdom, you will not do foolish things. When you have foolish people at the head claiming to be leaders, what can you expect from them than foolish things? In the middle of the river, the fool will perish for thirst. When we take global changes in the picture, this is not the time to do any massive building up in Jamaica or any place whatsoever, especially around shorelines. These will command a severe destruction as the system goes through its adjustments. Since the universe is moving from a single-size topological layout to a three-size, which is the largest expansion, which bring about the greater problems. The semi-positive zones per parish is the safest areas where the place is not very high or very flat. Survival kit, a small boathouse, say a 24 by 12 or a 12 by 12 in one of the safe zone or safer parishes. Some of the semi-positive zones powered by solar panels or wind with, say, enough land to provide most of the food that you will consume, etc., etc., etc. This is a survival kit.
suffer not the child to come unto I, since only such light will enter Zion. Those who have the capacity to learn, but they are the one that will enter. They are like a child. As you can see, I carry the key for the kingdoms of the Almighty. I open and close heaven. I work is a holy responsibility universally, not assigned by a human being, but by the Creator, the Almighty, Haile Selassie himself. Therefore, I give straight up instruction to man and take none. As a universal professor, I student cannot educate I. Now that our dollar have been devastated, have no value. All our public assets have been sold. There have a massive debt climbing daily. To show for all those selling of assets, etc., etc., etc. Where have all the money gone? That is a question that each politician will have to answer if they sit around and don't resign and get out of office by the end of this year. How can so many massive foreign banks in Jamaica making large amount of profit annually, yet the country is poor, our people are poor, and everyone's suffering just the same? The new move is to move to 80% non-cash economy and 20% cash economy, using the post office to manage the 20% cash economy. As soon as the foreign exchange system moved to online non-cash marketing, then the cambios, etc., these people that are buying up the dollars like they are in coronation market and selling it, this will cause the dollar to reduce to its original position. Since these cambios, etc., and those stifling off the dollars and hiding it away under their mattresses, are the one causing our dollar to be devaluing every day. Therefore, as we go non-cash foreign exchange, all this problem will solve, since we will no longer need these cambios. It's all about Jamaica building a better Jamaica for themselves, not about Chinese, etc., come here to build one for us. We are the one setting the foundation here, or others to follow. Since there is none around here, there is no true foundation around here. They are all on sandy grounds, politically and religiously, socially and economically. The police are like wild fellas running around with long guns, shooting down our people. Each one is a law to himself or herself. They do as they wish and tell all the lies they want. It's a show they're having. They watch it on the American movies, so they display the same behavior around our people. Wildness and madness. Hate, racism, and brutality. Most of the people that are here managing our affairs, they are not from Jamaica, they are from outside of Jamaica, here, and they are here telling the little slavehead what to do around here, resulting in our people being at the bottom of the ladder for all these years. However, from now on, I do not want to hear anything about Commonwealth, since there is nothing common about Jamaica. Everything about Jamaica will be capital, holy, and royal, and kingly from now on. And if I have to impose that, there will be no survivors, since only the humble will survive. Therefore, those who can get humble, get humble. When I say what must be done, I do not want to hear from preachers, pastors, and politicians gays or whatever, gang or group that have been here in hell for the last 6,000 years, creating confusion, war, maliciousness, hate, racism, slaveryism, etc., etc. They don't want to hear from these people. Then they follow all instruction coming from the Holy Seal of the Almighty, Haile Selassie the First. The security minister talking about divine intervention issue. The first, in 2001, Falk should have told him that there was divine attention in place since. Is he not aware of this? Or do I have to make him aware of such? As at 2015, the JPS must return to public ownership to be modernized, led by the collective effort of the Jamaican people and local companies especially. As we move from macro capitalism to micro capitalism, the burden of debt will spread wider, therefore resulting it affecting any individual in a large way. As we move to parish government, each parish will do their own budget, and then the summary of this results in the national budget. Each parish manage their affair in an autonomous manner, annually, setting out all the development, investment strategies for the parish, etc., etc. Things will only get better from here on in, since this is a new day. We are moving into Zion. As the old generation dies out and moves to other places, all their energies will go with them. The new generation coming in are coming with their new energy, therefore building a new world order. They're resulting that all the hellishness you see today with your bombs and guns and wars and such like, these will be things of the old wild past going out with the old generation that have been here behaving in like manner for the last 6,000 years. As our now existing positive zone change to semi-positive, will be lighted by 2 moons and 1 sun, 36 hours per day for 1 day. No night in Zion, they say no night there. No night in a Zion, we don't want no night there. If the whole reality of life, religiously or spiritually, was like how it is presented by the various religious leaders, everyone reading from the Bible and presenting a different kind of information, yet they are reading from the same book. Everyone have their own interpretation. Very hateful of each other, curse and abuse each other and their respective pulpits. Then likewise the Almighty will look like a fool. However, the divine nature of the Almighty have nothing to do with man's foolish religious interpretation, as you listen to them in their churches every day, telling you that the Almighty is jealous, the Almighty is this and this and that, and they are been prior to him and so like they can change his mind from what is set from the beginning of creation. Those who must last will last, and those who must find their way will find it. That was from the beginning. He creates and knows all, yet his creation becomes so confused that he has been trying to correct the situation to the point of even sending his son that they have murdered also. Come that, managing his affair efficiently. He also created an enemy against himself, Satan. Yet he is the great creator. He did not know that Satan would become a Satan from the beginning or what. It's the kind of confusion ignorance, you find a positive timeline that help to fuel hell. However, the whole story is not, the whole reality is not like this. That's a story. Since the Bible is a story of people, lifestyle, and positive timeline. That is how they behave on positive timeline, in ignorance and wildness. And that is how you have been behaving for the last 6,000 years. That is about to change. You can read Bible, pray, and sing, and bawl out to Jesus as you want. That will not help you unless you love your fellow men as yourself and do unto them as you would want them to do to you. How can a so-called man of God walk around with a pistol in their waist? That's a rude boy. You don't need one if you are connected to the power of the Creator. You are only connected to the devil with a pistol in your waist. The pollution of our environment will be the most important thing around here from now on. Since every step will be taken to mitigate against the polluting of our country at all levels. The reduction and phasing out of mining and cease burying dead bodies in the soil. All bodies must be ashed. The phasing out of fossil fuel as a source of energy is imperative in cleaning up our environment. What is the government waiting on to free up the guns now? While other people freeing it and benefiting economically. What are they waiting for? The JLP seems to be delaying it so that when they go into power, they will be the one to free up the plant. However, I expect the plant to be free no longer than mid this year, or even before, and now. Each morning, the fella, Ralston Hyman, keep reminding us about the IMF and how many days leave for IMF reform. Therefore, if the country does not meet that requirement by the end of the time, what will the IMF do? Come in and take over Jamaica? That is the impression that that fella is giving. From 2001, the politicians have been told to process all the sugar we consume and focus on processing sugar for local consumption instead of for the export market. The agricultural sector need to organize the production of agricultural food. For example, what amount of cornmeal do we consume annually? Then, by knowing that we can put our farmers to work to produce all the corn we need to consume. What amount of coconut oil do we consume? And what amount of land do we need to put into plantation to supply that demand? I see the transport people doing the opposite of what they are told to do. They are told to microsize the transport industry even more. However, they seem to be taking over more roads for themselves. And eventually, you know what will happen. They cannot manage anything. It will go back to square one. The ministries are not efficiently managed and run, resulting in leakage and economic losses across the board. There need to be more centralization of import and export to prevent the over importing and the importation of goods that are not necessarily required in Jamaica. Why are we importing water? Why are we importing orange juices and things like these that can all be produced here? Why are we importing Chinese to fix our road when we have so many people in Jamaica out of the job and need work to do and can do it? The instruction is that the government must not build any more hotels around the shorelines because soon these areas will come into destruction. We do not need politicians and diplomats to manage our affair. What we need are intelligent, educated, business head people, intellectually defined people
who are aware of what commerce and economic affairs are all about. People who are capable of managing the people's business in the interests of the people. Likewise, we will not need a religious person, so-called religious person, to tell us about the Almighty, or the wisdom and scientific reality about the Almighty, etc., will be on the sabbatical website in the near future. There is only one truth, and that is scientific and mathematical. Nothing can over this.